Hello, my name is Chesney Redmond. This first video is just a video about each part of the drum set, what its purpose is, what it does, its name, and just familiarizing yourself with the drum set before we get on to the stage 1 through 4 that I have prepared for you in the video section. Okay, so familiarizing yourself with your drum set. First off, we've got your hi-hat, which is the tempo keeper, one of my favorite parts of the drum set. It makes so many different sounds. You bring it up. So many different beats you can do just around the hi-hat, and it's a really good piece. Next is your snare drum. It's what is in between your legs right here. It is what people clap on to the beat if you're playing with a band. It is probably the most important thing. If you drop a stick, you make sure you still hit the snare drum in time. Everything else can be left out. Everything else is just fill. Next, we've got bass drum, which is on the floor. That's also called kick drum, 4 on the floor, whatever you want to call it. It's very deep sounding. Play it with your right foot. If you got a double bass like I do, you can play it with your left foot also. Metal players, rock players, a lot of them have double bass, and they use the bass drum a lot. Next is your tom-toms, which is your 2 high toms right here. They're called tom-toms or rack toms, whatever people call them. I call them tom-toms. Your first one is your highest, second's tuned just a little lower, and then you've got your floor toms over here, which is bigger drums. I've got a 14-inch snare, 12-inch tom-tom, 13-inch, 14-inch, and 16-inch. Your floor toms are lower, obviously called floor toms because they sit up on the floor. And you want to tune them to where they're. Now, if you want to learn how to tune drums, that's a whole other video. Find it on YouTube. Everything's on YouTube. So now we've got your crash cymbal. The reason it's called a crash is because when you hit it, it sounds like a crash. When you hit it, if you say crash, it sounds exactly like it. You got the edge of the cymbal, and then you've got the bell. The bell makes more of a dinging sound. And this is one of my favorite crashes because it has a raw bell right here, which is different, but it makes a really good sounding bell. Most people, when they hit a crash, they just hit it straight on, or you can roll it. Whatever you want to do. This is called your ride cymbal. You use the ride cymbal almost exactly the same as you do your hi-hat. But the ride cymbal has many different places you can hit it. You got the edge, you got the middle, you got the bell. But this is more of a crash ride, so here, so most of the time I just hit on the edge. Makes a good crash for good metal beats. And then you got your china. A lot of traditional drum players will not use a china because they've just came on in the past years. Not very many people used to use them. Like if you ask your dad about it, he probably won't even know. But this is china. Makes sort of like a trashy sound. It's really good for metal when you're beating out the bass drum. And so there you go. There's your drum set. You got your hi-hat, your snare, tom-toms, floor toms, crash, ride, and you got your china.